45 minutes.
What the fuck? That was the loudest goldfish crunch ever. That was ridiculous. Come on, no crunching
Welcome
goldfish
to
in the
4Player
intro.
podcast.
No, one more time.
You
One more.
fucking dick.
That was ridiculous. We gotta do it one more time.
You shithead.
You can't sneak it up on us. Hey guys, welcome to the 4Player podcast, episode 67, I believe.
66.
Really?
66.
Episode 66. Today is Sunday, June 8th, and today we have here
You know what the date was yesterday?
probably June
6, 7, 8.
Huh?
I've never registered.
June 7th of 2008.
Did you come with that yourself or did some dork?
No, because last year for 5, 6, 7, I was all like doing something special.
Really? So what did you do special yesterday?
Yesterday, let's not say what I was doing, but let's get into the show.
What? Yeah. All right, today yes, David Lau with his awesome 7, 8, 9, or
Whatever.
and we got Mr. Travis Granger here as well.
I graduated.
I'm Brad
Congratulations,
Simons.
everybody! If you want to congratulate Travis on graduating high school.
Big boy.
You graduated high school, man. That's amazing. High school, man, quite an accomplishment.
It was really hard. I had to think a lot.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about the usual, what we've been playing. We're going to cover a couple of pretty interesting news topics. We're going to move down to our roundtable discussion where we're going to talk about, various interesting topics involving the industry. Then we're going to move on to our community segment and wrap things up with the 4-player minute. So with that being said, what have you been playing, Travis?
I haven't been playing much because I've been graduating, finals, all that shit, and watching a lot of anime too. The game that I picked up recently, and it's all I've been playing until I get Ninja Gaiden 2. Actually, I picked up Ninja Gaiden 1 too. But I started playing Lost Odyssey again because I was hearing my friends talk about it. I got really excited because they beat it, and they were talking about all the side quests, and they got 100%.
No spoilers, please.
I don't know any spoilers.
I don't know.
Except there's a lot of really cool cinematics that are happening right
You
now.
gotta remember, Travis has a problem with authority.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means he has a problem with authority.
I'm not a fan.
Huh?
Anyway, I picked up Lost Odyssey, or I picked it back up. It's fun. It's always been fun. Whatever. Started playing Ninja Gaiden because I didn't have Ninja Gaiden 2 and I watched you play and I was jealous.
Yeah.
That was fun. It's still the same game, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
But it's still badass because you're a fucking ninja. And, what else did I do? Really nothing at all.
We'll want to go into a little depth about. I'm curious about Lost Odyssey because it started off kind of slow. Like, does the skill system get a little deeper?
Well, it's always the same essential thing. You know, you get mortal to learn a move, and then you link it, whatever.
But I mean, do you feel like you have a lot of customization of your character?
Oh yeah,
like this character's going to be designated for like this role.
Well, it gets to the point where you get so many skill slots where it's a character can have everything.
See, that's what I fucking hate.
But you know, some characters don't use some stuff as well as others because that whole, you know, like Kai's a melee guy, and then what's her face, Sarah is a magic.
What is that based on? Like stats?
Yeah, when you go to the loading screen, you'll see a character.
Oh yeah,
that's their stats right there.
Sweet.
So there's still stats and everything. They don't level up those or anything.
But does the story?
The story, I really do like the story in that game. It's interesting. I'm about to get the last character here in a second. Here in a couple of days.
The last character?
The very last character.
See, I just got the twins.
His name is Sid? Something like
Probably Sid. It's in Sakaguchi.
that. Yeah. Well, about to get him. He's a pirate, which is badass.
Oh shit!
So she's like, it'll be good. I'm excited for it. I'm on disc 3, which is probably the farthest I've ever gotten on RPG before. So I think I'm actually going to beat this.
I'm surprised that it's Lost Odyssey. That's the RPG you had to get into because it's pretty traditional.
No,
like I hate very traditional RPGs,
I love traditional
but
RPGs.
like, this one has a good story, right?
Yeah, I enjoy the story. Graphics are really, really well done. What?
There's this one scene that I did recently where, like, I don't want to say any spoilers, but let's just say somebody died and in the story or whatever, not like a main character or whatever, but it was just pretty early on, right after you get the twins for the first time.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody in the room is that a hold on, or is that like I'm waving to you, girlfriend?
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, they were trying to figure out who was who. There's some people at home are like, what?
I thought it was something like, hi.
David,
No,
Brad.
Travis. Some people are at home are like freaking like, who's who? Who's that Asian guy?
Why don't they scroll down and watch our intro?
Yeah, I guess they could do that.
4Player podcast intro. If you scroll down the page that you're on, you can watch our season intro.
Anyway, at the funeral.
Yeah, well, before that, everybody's like in there bawling, like the main character's crying, the person dies crying, the kids are crying, like oh, and it's like the tears in this game, they're so like weird. It just looks like it becomes humorous.
Claymation tears.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right? Was I there for that part?
Yeah.
Is that the one that you were talking about?
And the whole scene just becomes really like kind of humorous at the same time, and I don't know. Come on, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That's your fucking girlfriend or something. It is! You fucking dork!
The second time was. The first time wasn't.
He's waving to his girlfriend in chat.
Oh, God.
Alright, so the first ninja
Look
guy...
at you guys. You got me in trouble now. Shit. I'm closing chat. Fuck it.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, you said...
The first time wasn't, honestly. First time was because some dude said...
I was waving to my mommy the first
My
time.
mommy. Alright, let's go back.
Well, so you started Ninja Gaiden, was that because... you've never played it before?
Not that I haven't. I've Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
But you never beat it.
I never beat it,
Yeah.
exactly. I always got to the dragon,
The money is-
fossil dragon. I can
The
never
fossil
beat it.
dragon's like the easiest boss.
It seems like with Ninja Gaiden,
Nice.
everybody has their own like boss that they have a problem with.
No, the reason
Well, which
I have a
boss is
problem-
yours?
Whoa.
That woman.
No, see, Alma didn't give me any problem at all. To be honest...
Alma, I'd be first try.
To be honest...
Both versions.
It definitely wasn't
Took me a
the
while.
final boss.
No.
To be honest,
Doku
I didn't
didn't
have...
trouble?
No,
I-
see,
I get-
I beat him first try.
I had a little trouble with him in the arena area. But you know who gave me that big trouble was that stupid two-legged winged dragon that kept shooting that laser beam across.
And that one just
The fire would come up. No, you're talking about the bone
That person's
dragon.
in Ninja Gaiden 1?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
it's
he's in the
it's-
second one,
it's
too.
in the DS version.
Oh, see, he's in Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Gaiden 2 also?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shit is right, dude, because that fucker's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really had... We'll talk about it later when we get into Gaiden 2, but... Or with Gaiden 1, I really didn't have much trouble with, and...
Well, I was
and
also
this one...
2 years ago when I played it last. About
2 years ago.
played Bright Spots.
People always talk about the game being so fucking hard. And, you know,
Not.
sure, if it's on the hardest difficulty, fine, but on the regular default difficulty, it's not so much of a pain in the
It's
ass.
hard. It's just more traditional of the game.
Well, I mean, there's save points. People make comparisons to like this and like Devil May Cry 3, and like the default normal version on the original American release of Devil May Cry 3 is far harder than the original Ninja Gaiden. That's a game where like you get to the end of the level, you fight a boss, you die, you do the whole thing over again, and that was a pain in the ass. But so you're a fan of Ninja Gaiden? Enjoying it?
It's a ninja. I'm not a fan of that type of game because I'm never really
Wait,
good
you're a
at
ninja or you're a samurai? You're a ninja.
Who? I'm not a fan of those games because I just never really good at them. God of War, Devil May Cry, I can't get the combos down or anything. So I usually put them down pretty fast, but I'm determined to beat this one. Because actually, when I think about it, it's a lot easier in Devil May Cry.
Well, you just need to learn how to do the flying swallow.
Yeah, I know. I know it.
Just
I also
spam
know the cool move where you spin over them and throw them. I like that one.
Yeah,
That's fun.
that in this game I find a necessity because it gets so chaotic and clusterfucky
Just gotta get out.
that like you gotta get.
just jump and jump in people's heads.
Well, I mean, it's better to like throw a guy into another guy as you're trying to get out.
Oh, okay.
But that and the Azuna drop. Did you get that done?
Yeah, I got that. Now.
I haven't done the Zuna drop once. But I'm only 3 chapters.
It still doesn't. Unlike the DS version though, this one
Actually
it
does.
will
Yeah,
hurt
yeah.
guys on the
This
ground.
one sucks, dude.
I have my opinions on the DS one, and I never got into it. But yeah, I really didn't. It started off like really novel, but you did the same thing throughout the entire game, and it kind of old. Anyways, what have you been playing, David?
Well, we're talking about Gaiden 2 later, right?
Well, yeah.
I'll just go into the Metal Gear Solid 3.
Okay.
I was really enjoying it.
Okay, but you were enjoying it up until like
last night.
Last night at the very end, right?
Yeah, maybe that's just because I was tired. But man, I really enjoy this one. It's a lot. The pacing is a lot quicker. If you get spotted, you're not like totally fucked over.
Which is what a lot of people.
And there's a shotgun in this one, which is freaking hilarious. And thank goodness they have the option to change your like camouflage and like face options. So that helps a lot.
Fucking idiot. So how much do you think that the new camera is helping you, enjoy the game?
The problem is, I think it's like screwing up my bearings a little bit. As far as like when I was fighting the theater last night, like if I was stuck in that one camera, I could like kind of tell where I was. But because I'm like flipping the camera around, I'm in the middle of a forest. I'm like, where the hell am I?
Oh, you got a point. You got a point with like certain boss fights. I'd say that one in particular might be kind of confusing if you're.
Also, but the thing is, it's also better because then I just keep the camera behind me. I go into first-person mode, and it's directly like in front of me. Whereas I would have to like face where I'm facing in the regular mode. And,
Well, you could still click it and switch it, unlike Gaiden 2, where you can't do that. But is that it? Are you? I thought you were talking to read chat.
Huh? I'm not reading chat. I'm looking at the wallpaper on my No, I mean, the thing is, man, it's great. I mean, people, I don't know if I want to go into JTV concerns or anything.
Huh?
About, like...
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 3?
Yeah, playing on, I don't know. It's pretty cool.
No, when you die and be like, poon!
No.
Poon! Fail! Epic fail! Poon! 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 Poon!
I wonder how long he's going to go on with this. No, I'm just talking about... No, I'm just talking about, like, last night I was fighting the Fear, and I was enjoying the entire game. I loved it. Until I got to the Fear, and I was like, the Fear is not very fun to fight.
It's probably the lamest boss fight, isn't it?
And the people are like, throw food on the ground. Throw food on the ground and he'll eat it. I thought they were joking.
It's kind of cool that.
It is cool, but I was like, what is this? Like some, he's not an animal. He's, it's not like
he's
fighting like an
animal, like.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
all he just does is just run around with the Fear. I'm the Fear. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that you could take. Like that was the first time I used a revival pill.
Yeah.
And I ate it and I died and I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I couldn't figure out that you have to take the pill while you're dead.
How many of those do you have?
5.
Okay.
I used 1.
Okay.
Am I not supposed to use them?
Well, just there's one point where you're gonna want one.
Yeah, really?
I should have said that.
Yeah, well, I probably figured it's in the game for a reason.
Well, I mean, no, I mean that's a useful tool, but I mean, yeah, there's one point where, whatever. So okay.
No, I just found that cool because
why do you? I see a lot. I mean, you're not using stealth much at all in this game. I've noticed.
No, I'm freaking rocking.
You're playing like Call of Duty.
I'm fucking running around naked with a fucking riding mask on. That's the great thing about this game is that you can play that. Everyone's like, you need to be stealthy. I was like, well, can't you just play the game however you want?
It's not. It's frustrating if you don't.
It's frustrating when I try to sneak around. I take my time and then I get noticed anyway. So.
Well, the idea is to like. Effectively sneak around and occasionally getting caught doesn't completely fuck you over. But you're still supposed to use stealth if possible. I mean, that's why there's like tall grass and stuff.
It's not possible. This game's way too hard. I mean, I
like
can't.
Hitman, right?
It's freaking impossible, dude. I don't see how anybody could beat this game. What? No. Anyways, I mean, I was enjoying it. Had a lot of fun. The Fear was not very good, but.
The next boss I hear is pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't want to accidentally cheat and beat him.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can kill him using your playstyle if you know what you're doing and you're using the right tools. The thing is, you don't like to experiment with like you get all these tools in Metal Gear Solid games, and they all have their uses like outside of boss battles. But you'll find like just how many you can use in boss battles in cool ways, but you don't seem to like to experiment with them. You're just like, I'm gonna take out my pistol and shoot until you're dead.
I learn their patterns and then I fucking exploit their pattern and beat them with it.
Well, I'm just saying, sometimes it's like you seem like it's like more frustrating than you think it's worth. But
people get so frustrated that I here's the thing about the Fear is like I was trying to figure out a way to beat him. I was staying in the middle forest. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. He's just jumping around shooting at me, right? And people are like, you're new. You can't beat him. I was like, I'm trying to figure it out,
Yeah, well, fucking chat's idiots most of the time.
No, I'm not complaining about chat. It's just like, this is how I play the game. If I turned it on, I'd sit there and I'd run around and I'd try to figure out, what to do. And eventually I stay along, stay alive long enough, and then he goes, I'm hungry. I'm like, oh, okay, well, here, have some food. Well, I don't see, that's the thing, I don't know if I would ever found that out, honestly. I wouldn't have thought, hey, let me feed him rotten food.
Did he say he was hungry?
No, I don't know if I ever got to that point.
Yeah. Well, cool. I mean, you probably had even more options than you realized.
No, it was just frustrating for me to, like, every time I got shot by something, I had to, like, stop and heal myself.
I think that's the great...
Take the bolt out, freaking apply septic, then put the bandage on and stop the bleeding and suture the wound. And
well, no, I mean, those are the things like the camouflage system and having to go to the menu every time, and the food system constantly have to be eating and while doing it through the menu. That was some of the complaints that people had with 3.
And equipping everything.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just pick it up and use it?
Well, they don't want your thing to be too cluttered. But yeah, I mean, some of that micromanaging stuff was some of the complaints that this game did receive when it came out. And this game didn't sell nearly as well as the first 2. So
really?
Yeah. I mean, well, it ended up selling like 4 million or whatever.
The second one. So
no, the second one I think sold the best.
The second one's, yeah, and the highest rated too, right?
Yeah, highest rated.
Really?
It's just
the hardcore fans don't like it as much.
Everyone hates it because of writing, and that's all it is.
Well, I think in terms of like narrative and just the structure, overall structure of the game, pacing, it was the worst. But
I like it because you can shoot pigeons. I thought that was cool.
So you slip on bird shit.
It was just such a revolutionary game for the time,
and he falls over. Like
it was like you rarely see games evolve that much from like one game to the next, and he added in so many like new gameplay mechanics into that game, and like graphically it was so impressive. It was like the first game that came out on the PS2 where people started saying like, holy shit, wow, this looks amazing. So I mean, for its time, there's a reason it got such high critical success. But fucking Raiden is like dumbass.
I'm actually excited to see Raiden in this new one.
Ah, Jesus,
I really am.
Really? Aren't you getting enough of them now?
I've grown to become a Raiden fan. Actually, I really like Raiden a lot
because he's been doing a lot of cool stuff back in the '60s.
Yeah.
Okay. I just. You played through 3 Metal Gear Solid 3?
I haven't played any of them through at all.
Nick's played through 3?
Nick's played through all of them. He wants me
to listen to this. This is like fucking emotional music.
Okay.
I mean, you're riding. Your mouth doesn't even move. It doesn't even make sense. Just saying. But anyways, I've been playing some games. It's funny that you're kind of like knocking on the fear because he's not the best boss. But when it comes to Metal Gear Solid bosses, and you talk to another person, who's played another Metal Gear Solid boss, you find out, wow, you fought him like completely different than I. And then like I'm over here playing Ninja Gaiden 2, where like every boss is just another giant doo-doo monster.
He's a doo-doo monster.
Where like I'm effectively doing the exact same thing to every single boss.
Was that Prey you were playing last night? Or the other night? You're like, doo-doo. The wall's doo-doo, and they've got pipes pumping doo-doo into the doo-doo walls.
Yeah. That's. I mean,
I'll look back and watch
that game is like offensively bad looking. I mean, Jesus.
It really does. It looks like
that game look cool at all?
No.
Oh. I thought it was kind of.
Hold on, I'm gonna talk about it.
He's talking about. All right. He's talking about Ninja Gaiden.
Well, let's talk about Ninja Gaiden now. It's just
earlier in the week, I played it.
Yeah.
I played the first 3 chapters. I played it before you did. I played the first 3 chapters. I was really digging it after the first playthrough.
And then you realize, oh my god.
And then I sat down again and started trying to pick it back up again. I was like, what?
There is so much more fucking ninja killing in that game. I mean,
no,
you just get fucking tired of it. Like, you beat a wave of guys. Okay, you walk a little bit forward. Another wave of guys comes out. And later in the game, it gets so... Because I think I'm like chapter 11 or something.
I saw you play that shit.
It gets so ridiculous.
I was like, what the fuck? He's wandering on water. And there's like 8 different rocket guys shooting at him.
He gets so...
You can't walk on water.
You can run on water in the first one?
No, in the first one you can walk on water because you start from one spot and you run across the other. This one, you just start tapping A and he starts running out of the water.
It's still pretty cool. It's also one of the only new things in this game. Well, so let's start from the... Hold on, we're going all over the place.
Now. You can hit right bumper and he wipes all. He slashes off the blood off his sword.
Ooh.
That's one of the new.
All right.
That's one of the new moves in this game.
I don't think it's right bumper. I think it's automatically the other way.
Does he do anything except look good?
But he also does it automatically. Because I do it all the time. I never press right bumper.
Why'd you hit it when you say it?
No.
You sure?
After a fight in Sword's Blade, if he just sits there for a while, he'll just...
There's way too much blood on that time, by the way. It's not realistic.
Well, okay, we're all over the fucking place. Okay, so we've been playing Ninja Gaiden 2. First of all, I have to say that I really, really did enjoy Ninja Gaiden 1. I think it was a great action game.
I did, by the way.
It had its flaws, like, namely, the camera wasn't the best, and, really, I mean, that's all that... I really did enjoy the first Ninja Gaiden, and for its time, like, I think it was the perfect challenge, the perfect amount of skill to, like, beat that challenge. And, for its time, it looked amazing. And then this one comes out, and like I see the trailers, and I see him fighting, and the combat still looks good. And there's limbs and blood flying everywhere, which is always a cool effect.
It's like kind of the limb thing.
Well, without the limbs and blood thing, this game is nothing new.
Exactly.
It's the same fucking game.
But the limbs and blood thing is not that. The limbs thing is not that big of like a deal, except for the fact that they can like super uber kill you when they're dead, half dead.
Well, okay.
It's the only thing. It's not like
it's still different. It's still new.
But it's not like you're aiming for an arm. You cut off their arm, then they can't use their rocket launcher anymore.
Well, I think it adds to like the visceral like. Raw like rage of combat.
Those can't. Well, those. I mean, those action kills where you hit them and then you slice off their head. Yeah, that's nice because then you're safe during that animation. You can't get hit.
Yeah, whatever. It just looks cool. At the end of like, I noticed in this game you fight like a lot more ninjas at once. In the first game, like you might get ambushed by like 3 or 4, but it would never go like beyond that. In this one, freaking like 12 guys will come out, and at the end of a fight. When you wipe off your blood, your bar recharges, and you look around the field and there's limbs and blood everywhere. That can feel good sometimes. But besides that, this game it looks like shit for its time. I mean, it's not an amazing looking game.
Yeah, I'll never look at this game and be like, oh my god, it looks good.
It has a host of technical problems that the first one didn't have,
like slowdown,
frame rate problems. There's a part I did last night or maybe 2 days ago that was fucking ridiculous. Like. This could have been one of the coolest moments. You didn't see this. You didn't see this. Could have been one of the coolest moments in like any video game ever. You're going up, ascending up this huge like steps, huge like stone steps, and as you're going up, literally there's like hundreds of Black Ninja Clan like coming down, and you have to kill fucking all of them on the way up there. And it's a lot, but you can kind of handle it because once you fucking kill so many. And you absorb your essences, you can get out your ultimates a lot quicker and stuff. And it's just fucking epic. Because they just keep coming down and you're fucking killing all of them. But you know what? Like, the whole thing is a slideshow. The entire fucking time. It's slow as shit. So it takes this potentially really, really fucking awesome, like, sequence and completely ruins it. Like, it's... Honestly, I think it would be too hard if it wasn't moving, like 3 frames per second. But... It was, I don't know. I guess if you kind of go in thinking like, oh, maybe it's like a stylish slowdown, which it so wasn't. You could tell. But, I mean, it's just, it was awful. But it was cool at the same time because you're like, dude, I'm fucking going up here and there's literally hundreds of these guys just coming down at you. And oh my God. So like, I have technical complaints, I have graphical complaints. Camera is by far the worst. And let me explain this. In the first Ninja Gaiden, it wasn't the best camera, but it was an auto camera. Occasionally, it'd get out of control, so you got the recenter behind Ryu, right? Well, they later came out with the Hurricane Pack, and then later Ninja Gaiden Black and Sigma, where they added in that new camera with which you can click in the stick, and it gives you full user control.
And then click it back.
I played Black. I didn't really like it, so I kind of stick to the default camera because in Ninja Gaiden, you're freaking hitting X and Y 12 times to do a fucking combo, which is kind of annoying. So you can't be moving the right stick at the same time. That's physically impossible. So it's hard. It's just hard to keep up with it. But in this one, you don't have that option of an auto camera. You only have the option of the completely user-controlled camera. So even if you get used to that, there's times where you're like, okay, this is pretty intense. I just want the camera to kind of go by itself, and you don't have that option. So the camera is actually worse than it was in the first one. And because this game. There's so much more going on with enemies on the screen. It's so much more chaotic with fucking fireballs and shit flying at you. Did you fight that turtle boss? Like, there's just a moment where, like, there's fireballs dropping everywhere. And I start laughing because this is, like, so ridiculous. Like, am I supposed to dodge this? I mean, literally, it's like, for, like, 5 minutes, they're just blah, 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 everywhere. And I'm just roll dodging and, like, jumping out of the way. And it's just, it's pure fucking chaos. So... I don't have a lot of things positive to say about the game as far as, but and there was a lot of bitching when I first played it.
Yeah.
But it's more because I was expecting a lot more. I did really like the
Well,
first
they
Ninja
had an
Gaiden.
opportunity to fix a lot of stuff, and
Not just that's it. Like they had the we shouldn't even say opportunity because Black came out, because Sigma came out, and they did fix a lot of those problems. This game should have been like, especially because it had the 2 moniker or whatever, like should have gone so far beyond. I mean, this should have been the next great Ninja Gaiden game, and it ended up being just more of the same with more problems. And it's just such a huge letdown for me that I was just like in a really bitchy mood while playing it. That being said, it's not a bad game. I mean, the combat is still a lot of fun, and you do feel like a badass. And that's the one thing that the game does get right. You feel like a fucking badass.
Like I posted earlier this week about it, talking about how it's not hard. And the main thing is like they changed it. Like in the first one, I had like no life in the entire game. Like every time I got a health item, I was like, oh great. But like in this game, they changed it to where like it's like, oh okay, well after you beat a pack of ninjas, your health recharges.
Well,
after you get to a save point, you get full life for the first time you use the save point.
Honestly, I kind of like that.
No, it's great.
Because remember, you're fighting a lot more guys this time around, and they will keep coming.
No, and that's what I was posting about. I was saying that was great. It was great changes. Itagaki did a good job of changing certain things. But yeah, again, like after watching you play a little bit and trying to pick it up the other day, I was like, wait, dude, there's so much other crap that's in the problem. And like one thing too, there's no save slots, right?
Yeah, like I find that very frustrating.
Yeah. So what happens later if you get like fucked over?
And one of the biggest fucking like problems with that is that there's this item you get in the second stage, and if you don't get it, which I guess it's a secret item, you have to look for it. You can't do any of like the side quest, trial missions later on, which when you beat will give you like new spells, new like permanent stat increases, and like health boosts and Nimpo boosts and stuff.
Kind of sucks.
So you have to go through the entire game. You can't go back to previous stages, like in say like a Devil May Cry or something, and you can't. I mean, you only have one save slot, so you can't be like, oh, I'll just reload my save from the last level. It's just like you're completely fucked until you start the game over again. So that was extremely stupid.
Yeah.
But whatever. I guess I should have looked at an FAQ before I started the game.
Or bought the strategy guide.
Or bought the strategy guide, I guess. I don't know. It's really dumb. And I just get so angry every time I see that little like circle of stones that says, oh, you can do your trial mission now. And I'm like, motherfucker. So it just gets tiresome. Just like...
No, the way they set it up.
Oh my God,
everyone says the difficulty is so bad, but it's like...
No.
It's because you run into a pack of ninjas, and then he puts like 2 arrow guys like on top of the tower.
Yeah.
Like fucking all the way in the distance.
Oh,
and they shoot they shoot like laser beam arrows at you. Like those things come faster, and then they no reload time. So basically, it's just like, and then like they never stop, and then you have to sit there and roll and take damage trying to get to them. And then as soon as you get to them, you slash them, and everybody just joins in. It's a big old.
You saw me fighting those bazooka guys, right?
Yeah.
It's just so annoying.
And then like you fight the ones, you kill the ones ahead, and then all of a sudden like 2 are way behind you, like from where you started the mission. And they all sitting there shooting you.
And you had the black spider or whatever, the black ninjas come down that throw the exploding shurikens at you, and they don't do as much damage this time. But like in the first one, they were fucking hard. But like no more than like 3 or 4 jumped you at a time. In this one, you have waves of like. Oh, here's a wave of 3. Oh, here's another wave of 4. Here's another wave of 5. So it's like
the thing is, one of them's you're fighting 2 of them, and there's like one standing off in the distance, and then he's just gonna throw you a shuriken.
And you can't even follow what's going on. I mean, the camera was bad in the first one, but because it was much more dialed down and a little more difficult in terms of like a single enemy, like you felt like you had more precise control. Once you got better at the game, you're going to be like, okay, I know that guy's about to throw a exploding shuriken at me. I'll like combo this guy, throw some ninja stars at him, and then finish off a combo with this guy. You feel like you had more control at high level play over the entire situation. No. In this game, it's just too chaotic, so you feel like you don't have that much control over what's going on.
There's 2 things also. It's like I can notice a lot of patterns in this game. Like I don't know how many times I was like running. Okay, I turn a corner, and once I turn the corner, some guy jumps on me. Freaking starts beating me in the face.
Well, that's just a stylish thing. They want that to happen. Like that, those are scripted. Like you can fucking tell because they happen the exact same spots for me.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I was watching you the other day. I was watching you. It's like, watch, he's gonna turn this corner. And this purple guy's gonna jump on his face, and then it freaking happened. There's fucking stupid.
There's a lot more demon doo-doo monsters in this one too, which sucks in Ninja Gaiden because you can't pull off your cool combos on the larger enemies. Like your cool throw combos.
One of the big ones.
it's so far beyond the Azuna drop now. There's certain like weapons now with all kinds of cool like grapples and like throw commands and stuff, like multi-part throw commands that you just can't do on the larger enemies. And there's so much more of them than regular ninjas in this game. So it's very frustrating.
So, what about like patterns? Do you not notice the patterns in fighting guys?
Well, I mean, what you said, I wouldn't really call it a pattern, but like, I mean, I think there's a pattern.
But you fight some guy and you'll see it, dude. They'll try to fake it and they'll jump backwards and throw. Like they're programmed into where they jump back and throw a shuriken to be annoying.
Honestly,
instead of trying to attack
the way that there's so many enemies on screen, and because the camera's the way it is and everything's so chaotic, I don't even bother. I just pick up. I just pick out my badass scythe, which is fucking like a crazy ass powerful weapon, and just destroy everything I see. So I don't even give them time to like have a pattern. Oh shit. But yeah, it's annoying. One other problem I have, and it sounds like I'm bitching a lot, but I still enjoy it. I still playing the beat. I've been playing a lot.
I plan to play it too. It's just like I got a lot of this stuff to play.
The boss fights in this game, it's just related to that, you know, to the chaos of the game. Is like the boss fights, they don't have that much health. I mean, you'll never be in a boss fight for really all that long because they're not that hard to kill. The thing is, their attacks are so random and chaotic, and they do so much damage that, you know, you might go into one boss fight and get owned in like literally like, you know, 8 seconds and die. You know, even less than that. Or you can go in the next time and completely kill. You can kill the boss in like a matter of like under a minute or whatever. It's just that randomness and that chaoticness like makes me feel like a seasoned veteran, like somebody who can play Master Ninja can go into one of these bosses, even though they're a great Ninja Gaiden player, and like still get owned just because like, oh, I screwed up and I got hit with this attack, I'm like dead already. So it's I don't know. I think not using healing items in this game is maybe not even worth it because it's too chaotic. I mean, you can learn patterns eventually, but like it's almost a waste of time. Like,
because that's how I've been going through it, just not using healing items, trying to save them for the end.
Well, I know you did on that one like little fish boss or whatever, but like later on, they'll get even like it just gets ridiculous. Like I told you, like there's like 2 giant flying enemies. Like I think it's the same enemy from Ninja Gaiden DS, and then there's all the little ones flying around. I hate boss battles with minions in them. I think I talked about that on my top 5 pet peeves, but it's so frustrating. But whatever, that's Ninja Gaiden. I will play more of it. Right now, it's whatever. It's like a 7.5 in my book. You know, maybe, you know, so whatever. We'll see. I also played a little bit of GTA 4. I just wanted to bring that up because I'm finally, like, doing missions, completing missions. And I am
for your interview.
I am getting closer to the end of that game. I probably only have maybe like 10 missions left, maybe a little more than that.
Really?
Yeah, because I've stopped kind of fucking around and just kind of getting to it.
Well, what's your percent right now?
I don't know. It's a little over 50, I think. I think you can beat the game at like 60%.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna even mess around with
pigeons. Also, I played a little more The World Ends With You, which at first I wasn't really warming up to, but as you move on in the game, you find out like all the different like types of abilities you can use, and like you can kind of customize which ones you use in battle. That's the kind of stuff I really like. Like, I have the option of what I bring into battle.
Is that a tactics game?
No, it's hard to explain.
Right.
But
it's a fucking weird game.
Yeah, but
Matt played, I loved it. So.
But like I got like the telekinesis ability, which is really cool because when you get into battles later, there's objects all over it, like trash cans and like motorcycles and stuff. And literally, you can just swipe your little stylus over towards the enemy and just throw that item at the enemy and stuff. And it's just one of the abilities you have.
I forgot I got that one.
Yeah, it's just I like being able to like go through all the different pins you have and customize your slots and kind of fight the battles the way you want. And I'm kind of digging that, but I didn't play much of that. I also started up Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops again. I kind of got that way back, last year, but I never really played much of it because the controls are so hard to get used to. I mean, it was not easy, like them getting that game working on the PSP. But I sat down, I played a little bit more, and I kind of I'm kind of getting used to it. So I've been playing it some more.
The Solid Snake storyline.
Yeah, no, it's Naked Snake.
Naked Snake.
It's a canon sequel to the
3.
To 3. So yeah, it kind of follows.
Acid is Solid Snake.
Acid, yeah, Solid Snake, but I don't think that's a canon storyline.
Okay.
I mean, it might be, but Yeah, so I've been playing a little bit of that. Hopefully, my goal is to beat that before 4 comes out, just for whatever, because I want a Metal Gear Solid game to beat. Also, briefly, last night I popped in the Prey, or the Darkness and Prey, not the Prey.
Darkness is...
The Darkness, well, it's funny you say that, because I was warming up to the Darkness a lot more than, Doo-Doo Land, or...
Doo-Doo Land.
Prey is like one of the most visually offensive like games I've seen.
I thought it looked really cool. I thought it reminded me a lot of the
Did you play it like day one? All I was thinking was like, oh my god, there's hype behind this game, and there was people that bought this day one for $60. And I'm like,
oh wait, like
no,
a year.
I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying like,
You asked.
my god, it's like Doom 3, I guess, like style game, but
it's the same engine, right?
it looks a lot more.
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
I mean, there's like doo-doo pulsating walls. It was like, and then there was like weird like orifices spitting like excrement out at you, like anal, like sphincters spitting diarrhea at you. It was ridiculous.
I thought that was the only good part of the game was the atmosphere. Was that some parts of it
You like to live in a sewer?
I would love to live in a sphincter-filled sewer.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
It'd be great. No, it was a very, it's a big world in a ship, and it's just really, cool. The guns sucked, the voices sucked, the characters sucked,
but yeah,
the story sucked. But I thought the area was
okay, so like I'm not even talking about necessarily not only the artistic like design of the worlds and stuff. Not only does that seem offensive, but like graphically, it's a pretty crappy looking game.
Yeah, it's definitely not great looking.
And I don't want to speak too much on it, but I'll probably just play it just because. From what I've seen, it seems pretty fucking easy. And in these games, they just kind of they'll funnel you down a path. So I was like, whatever, I'll just go forward some more.
You want to rack up the achievement points?
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. Woohoo! It's funny too because I don't even have like my achievement point notifiers turned on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'd rather not like have it interrupt me. And I care so little about achievement points, so I don't even know when I'm getting them when I'm not. But I was thinking about turning them on for GTA. Because I hear like sometimes they're pretty like cool or clever for the GTA 4 game, so I might turn them on for that. But that's also why I go on Xbox Live and I'm like, oh, I have 50 messages, my bad, because I don't get those notifiers either. That's kind of why I turned it off.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and I play a little bit of the Darkness, which definitely has like much higher production values than Prey. I think. I mean, Prey is like it also has like the lamest, like saddest looking like menu that I've ever seen. It's just so fucking ugly. What are y'all looking at?
I have no idea.
Or,
He was tapping his foot trying to solicit sex.
David's making a face. I don't know what that means. So yeah, I played a little bit of the Darkness. It's all right. We'll see. The controls are very like a lot more sluggish than I was expecting. I was expecting more like a Riddick or whatever, but
I thought that game was harder than it really needed to be.
it's hard. It gets hard.
There's just some parts of it where they just dip you in a world or a level or whatever.
Dip?
Go. And there's really no direction at all except you find where like you can make minions and you assume that something around that area is where you need to go.
Oh.
Most of the time not though.
I'll play more of that game because I'm definitely intrigued. I just don't like... The only major complaint that I have is that main character looks terrible.
It's his sweet 16th birthday.
Terrible.
17th birthday, right?
What?
It's like his happy...
His 21st birthday.
Did you hang out with the
He like
girlfriend?
becomes a demon or what? Not yet. But I'm excited because she's voiced by Lauren Ambrose of 6 Feet Under fame, and I really like that
Make sure you
actress.
stay up for the whole time to get achievement.
Sweet! Anyways, I've been playing a lot of stuff, so... But that's pretty much it, I guess, for this past week that's worth mentioning. So with that being said... let's move on to In the News, I guess. There's been some interesting news topics.
Definitely.
First, so most notable, I mean, should we start with the biggest thing? Or like what I think is the biggest thing?
Yeah, go for it, man. You're hosting this week.
Well, I want to bring up the fact, I'll talk about that later. Well, let's just go into Itagaki, I guess. Itagaki, he left Tecmo, and he's suing Tecmo, which is kind of strange.
Tecmo?
Yeah.
He left because he said he didn't get paid for bonus he was supposed to get paid after finishing Dead or Alive 4.
Yeah. Which I mean, that happens a lot with Japanese
He
development.
quit
from
the
what I
day,
understand.
like, the week of Ninja Gaiden, so like earlier this week.
What a dumbass. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, the thing is he finished his game.
Well, I bet it was about to happen again with Ninja Gaiden 2, and he just started bringing it up to the limelight, maybe.
Well, the thing is, the thing about it is, man, he like hinted at this before.
Oh,
a couple weeks ago, he was all like, "This is the last Ninja Gaiden I will ever make. I'll never make a Ninja Gaiden again." And you're like, "What the fuck? Why is he saying that shit for?"
Just real quick, Itagaki, Tomonobu Itagaki, he's the head of Team Ninja, the guys who do the Ninja Gaiden series and the Dead or Alive series.
In a black leather jacket, long hair.
He's quite a personality. So I mean, it's definitely interesting because from what I understand, this is pretty common among Japanese development. Like these, like I mean, like the business practices over there, like from what I understand, are kind of run like almost like sweatshops. Like when they're on a game, like they expect employees to like sleep overnight. Like why they're crunch time and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think
they turn the cubicles into sleeping places.
Yeah, I think it's a more recent thing that some of these developers are starting to stand out as like their own personalities. Like obviously Kojima and Itagaki, and so I think it's a little bit of clash and like like these people like are regarding me as such a great like developer or whatever. Maybe not me so much, but at the same time like, and I'm leading this great like development team, which is keeping this Tecmo in business. But at the same time,
no doubt.
But at the same time, they're not paying my bonuses. That's just fucking insulting.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so
what do you think's gonna happen? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see where he goes because he's not. I don't think he'll go anywhere else, right?
No, I think he will go.
I'm saying he'll stay in games. He's not gonna go.
Oh yeah. Well,
does he have a means of starting his own development team at all?
Honestly, I see him coming over and like working with like Microsoft's game studios or something like that.
That would be very
because I mean he's such a Microsoft fucking fanboy and like like seriously he's always talking shit about.
That's the only other stuff that there is like for him. I don't think.
What do you mean?
Because like Microsoft needs him for like their other stuff. Like,
Microsoft is willing to give him that studio probably because
what else does Microsoft have as far as like for that other than shooters and stuff like
Yeah, absolutely.
They need him for his like his some variety that he brings.
A lot of people were suggesting that maybe Ninja Gaiden 2 kind of feels a little rushed when it came out, probably because Microsoft wanted to get it out around the same time as Metal Gear Solid and something to compete against it.
It's possible, too.
But
I wouldn't be surprised. But the big thing is, I mean, what am I gonna say? I just totally lost what I was gonna say.
Talking about Itagaki, Team Ninja, him suing.
No, it's just
I think he's just trying to make a statement with the whole suing thing or whatever. Let it be known that he's very upset with them or whatever. But
he apologized. I mean, he seemed pretty like a nice, in his little statement.
He seems like a nice
I
guy.
apologize to the fans. Sorry, I couldn't make that early Live 5 for you guys.
Or he should have said, "I'm sorry, I can't make. I don't make better games."
I'm sure Tekken could. I'm sorry, Tecmo could. I'm sure Tecmo could. They still have the rights. That's the whole point. That's why Itagaki won't make 5 because he doesn't have the rights to the character.
This seems pretty common nowadays. I mean, with all the Clover guys, kind of leaving Capcom and forming their own studio, and all this stuff around Kojima kind of being a little upset with just very vocal about like his opinions on things. I mean, I don't know. What if Itagaki goes over to like Platinum Games and like makes games with them?
I don't want him to.
Yeah, see,
I want him to do his own thing. Maybe he'll make a good. I want him to. I really do want him to step out of the Dead or Alive freaking Ninja Gaiden like come up with something different. The problem is if he goes and he makes another fighting game, or if he makes another what's it called action game like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Like I'll be totally like, okay, great. Just fucking go back to the same shit again.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I really.
But I mean, it's better than making another fighting game that sucks.
No, but as a fan of his like stuff, I want him to go like do something crazy and make something different.
Yeah, but
make an action game, but or make a first-person shooter for it.
Just as long as it's a big
first-person ninja game.
First-person shooter.
No.
First-person ninja, fine.
Speaking of shitty, like. We didn't talk about like how ridiculously stupid and horrible and way too like oddly serious the Ninja Gaiden 2 story is. I mean, how fucking awful.
It's weird.
Like why is there's so ridiculous that Ryu is like so serious all the time?
Revenge. Vengeance and revenge.
Yeah, but the story surrounding it's so stupid.
That's all I'm into. Revenge and honor and revenge and vengeance. That's why I'm like not even paying attention to this story.
Yeah, no.
It's
I mean,
like
there's certain cutscenes that I would totally skip if it wasn't for a large-breasted character that I don't even. She's just a Rachel. They just threw in a random
I thought that was
large-breasted
Rachel at the
character.
very beginning.
Oh, Rachel wasn't that big.
Really?
No. This is like freaking disgusting. I mean, they're gigantic. Her breasts. So.
Did Ayane make an appearance?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I'm gonna start.
No, this ain't the Ayane you know. You know I love.
Huh?
She's much larger than her Dead or Alive variation.
God.
I mean, Itagaki is just like, I need more blood, more ninjas, more titties. I mean, it's just his development process, his design.
That's what.
This sketch is okay, but make the breast 3 times as large.
And now you got it.
Yes, you've got it. You nailed it. Team Ninja rules. This is
Ninja Gaiden 3.
That doesn't jiggle quite well enough. I know it's a very tight leather outfit, and there should be no jiggle, but whatever. We'll make it jiggle. I mean, there's a lot of like they don't defy laws of like breast physics in that game. They defy laws of like clothing support in the game as well. I mean, some of this stuff should not be allowing for that much jiggle, but it does. It's strange. But whatever, he'll land somewhere because he's such a strong personality. And people care about his games, you know, they sell well, so whatever. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan, so I don't give a shit, but whatever.
I'm a fan of the guy so much, not so much of the antics in the games and all that extra shit.
But it all ties into, you know, I heard that he was making statements about he's upset with, you know, the guy running Tecmo and stuff, and how he only cares about money and shit now. And
sure.
And I don't know. I think this all kind of ties into why we sang the Fatal Frame game on the Wii.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll talk about later.
Tenchu game actually too.
Speaking of which, yeah, like in other news, Tenchu 4 has been announced. And it's going to make its triumphant reform and return.
Brad and I kind of had an argument about this earlier this week.
Well, see, it wasn't even that much of an argument, because I think you were kind of falling on my side of this,
No,
too.
I agree with you, too, but again...
You know how they're going to save the Tenchu series?
No.
It's going to be fucking amazing. Because, you know, this series has had a lot of problems in the past, just with, you know, what if, like, say, you shook a Wiimote, and the sword moved? Huh? Tenchu returns!
Get Itagaki to make some Tenchu, dude.
Yeah, so Tenchu 4 is going to be on the Wii.
So
the grand revival.
The big thing that's, you know, here's the thing. Here's the thing when we talked about it. Like, Tenchu, Fatal Frame, Monster Hunter, they're all coming for the Wii.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and Brad was kind of upset, well, how come these 3 games that are on there? First of all, I didn't realize that.
Fatal Frame, Monster Hunter, and a new 3D Castlevania.
Oh, 3D Castlevania, too. See, I can understand about the Castlevania, but I was like, Tenchu, do you really care about Tenchu that much? And Brad was like, yeah, I want to see it make a return. And I was like, really? Like,
but
my argument.
But why is that ridiculous? It's a stealth. I mean, there's stealth action games out there,
right.
But there's no stealth action games with ninjas in there except Tenchu, and that's a series that makes a lot of fucking sense.
So Itagaki needs
and
to
it should be good.
The new stealth ninja game.
No, he makes anything but stealth ninja games. He makes games about ninjas dodging ninjas with rocket launchers and large purple doo-doo monsters.
Doo-doo monsters. No, okay, but the big thing is, like, for me, I was like, when was the last time we saw a good Tenchu?
Tenchu 1?
Yeah, exactly. So
maybe Tenchu 2.
So then, they obviously can't make a good Tenchu game, and even if they put the money behind it. So now maybe on the Wii they can put out a crappy one, and they'll actually make a profit off of the Tenchu game.
But the series has potential. The concept has potential.
Right.
I mean, those fucking stealth kills in the first one were fucking cool. You know, you're running along those like feudal rooftops. That shit was cool. This is not going to be cool.
It's not. But if you put this
out, why are you okay with that? Even if you're not into the series, this trend, this precedent is bad.
It's. Remember, I talked about like maybe some of these people just need to make some money so they can take chances.
But yeah, I agree, and that does happen oftentimes with like ports and stuff. But this is Tenchu 4. There's been a lot of Tenchu games since Tenchu 3 on the first one on the PS2. There's probably been like 3, maybe 4 other Tenchu games. This is Tenchu 4. This is not to make money. This is how they plan to bring back the series, which is where my problem is, you know? Just like there's been a lot of Contra games before Contra 4, and a lot of Resident Evils before Resident Evil 4. So, I don't know. It just seems like a desperate attempt to like. I mean, what the fuck? Tecmo is like fucked. I mean,
Tecmo?
yeah.
Can't you even Tecmo?
I think it used to be Tecmo, right?
Tenchu's not Tecmo.
No. But I'm thinking of Fatal Frame, which is also a series that's going to the Wii. Which, whatever.
Tecmo's in trouble, dude. I'll tell you. I'm worried for them.
I like just tie into Fatal Frame because, like I said, that's also been announced for the Wii and it's supposed to be coming out at the end of July in Japan. If they make the camera control with the Wiimote, that sucks because the slow pace of like panning around and freaking out when you see something, is that just going to be moving like the Wiimote around all quick and fast?
I don't think so.
Because I hope not.
I bet there'll be a lag behind it.
Well, it's supposed to be slow. A girl like looking through
like
a creepy environment with a camera is not going to have the same creepiness effect. That was one of the reasons that Fatal Frame 1 was such a creepy game.
You don't have to worry about it, dude. You know why?
Why? But there's a precedent that should make me worry.
You know why you don't have to worry about it?
Why?
Because crazy old, good old Suda51, he's going to make it okay for you.
Okay, but in Killer 7 was a pretty creepy game, but I enjoy Fatal Frame. I really do. And I was hoping it was going to be like, sort of like more Fatal Frame, but because of the better graphics, even fucking scarier. You know, because Fatal Frame 1 was scary, but some of those ghosts look just kind of lame, you know.
Doo-doo monster.
Like the ghosts that we see in Fatal Frame 3 when I'm playing with Nick just look a lot fucking scarier than the ones in Fatal Frame 1.
And stuff, yeah.
And I think that's because of graphical improvements and stuff, so yeah, whatever. So just like real quick, in other news,
congratulations. Are in order.
Congratulations to Sony for releasing the awesome Core service. You heard about this?
Somebody was talking about it as a paid,
Oh my
paid service monthly.
It's basically, from what I understand, like, remember PlayStation Underground? They were kind of bringing PlayStation Underground, but
demos and stuff.
Yeah, but to like
magazines online.
But now it's like an online magazine that you pay $25 a year or $2.99 per episode, which is, oh my god! And there's still ads in this thing. That and like now they're saying, oh, you get exclusive demos. All that means is these are demos that probably would have been free before, but now they're going to be exclusive to this fucking service. I mean, this is getting closer and closer to like Xbox Live subscriptions. And it's stupid. And it's like now, like, oh, well, you'll get into the SOCOM beta, but beta should be free. You know, so this is a terrible fucking idea.
I'm really worried about the industry right now, dude. I really am.
Just like the way things are done, like in Ninja Gaiden, for example,
whole,
like there's Crystal Skull.
Yeah, there's Crystal Skulls.
Oh my god, and they're all
Indiana Jones.
Dude, and they're these cool hidden items, and you get to look around the environments, and you get to find them and collect them. And guess what happens when you collect them all, dude?
More health.
You get to play as that big-breasted character. No, actually, all you do is get achievement points.
You get achievement points.
Really?
Yeah. Collecting items in the game just for achievement points. You get nothing else.
And then so
what?
what?
A cutscene or anything?
But guess what? You probably get to buy new content.
Yep. Like remember in the first Ninja Gaiden when you beat the game, what happened? You got like Hayabusa's like
all kinds of
futuristic. You get the free futuristic armor with a laser, like electricity sword.
New character.
You get to buy that now.
Yeah.
So now, like going above and beyond to like collect things, to like achieve difficult things, it's giving you stuff. I mean, it's giving you nothing, nerd points. And now you're buying all the cool stuff that it should have earned, which is the fucking thing.
I told you
knew what was going to happen.
I told you this a long time ago when I was like, freaking like earlier.
One of our first episodes,
I was like, holy
complained
shit!
About achievement
the fucking
points.
achievement points is like the most brilliant thing Microsoft ever did.
What?
It's the most brilliant thing because you don't know how many people come in and say, "Oh, I want to get this game, but I don't know which game to get it for. Should I get it for the PS3 or should I get it for the 360? I'll get it for the 360 because you get achievement points." From that such a like arbitrary piece of shit number, all of a sudden Microsoft hoards all the game sales and fucking PS3 doesn't sell anything.
Fucking
that's what happened. Somebody came in. I want to pick up Call of Duty. I don't know which one to pick it up for. But if I get it for the 360, I'll get points. Yeah, I'll go with the 360 version.
So in conclusion, achievement whores are ruining the industry and ruining games. Thanks, buddies. Thanks, we get to pay for the content that we should have earned in the game.
No, that's what that is really, like, you need to point that out to, like, every fucking buddy. Dude.
Thanks, achievement whores.
Like seriously, like whatever happened to freaking like beating the game and then getting unlocking costumes?
Yeah, seriously. Fucking Resident Evil 5 for the 360, man. You know, Resident Evil, you always get cool unlockables. Now it's gonna be fucking, beating a game with a certain rank at the end or in a certain amount of time is just gonna give you achievement points, and you're gonna buy all those fucking costumes and shit. Ah, you fucking idiots! Y'all ruined everything. Yeah. Well, what other news did you want to bring up, David? I kind of.
Oh, I said congratulations.
So of course, stupid.
Everybody wants to know. Probably anybody knows. Chris, I think his name is Shaiki. Anybody see he full comboed Dragon Force?
Oh yeah, Dragon Force.
Just congratulations.
Dragon
played the plastic controller game enough to full combo it.
Well,
it is a feat.
In case people have no idea what David's talking about, Through Fire and Flames is this song, the secret song.
It's like 8 minutes long.
It's a secret song by Dragon Force and Guitar Hero 3 at the very, very end after the credits.
It's the hardest game, the hardest song.
And the game's like fucking impossible. And I don't know how long Guitar Hero 3's been out, but it's been like at least a year, I think, right?
Yeah, it's not a year. It's been like Guitar Hero 3 came out like October.
I thought that was Rock Band. Guitar Hero 3 came out before that.
No, it's been more than a year.
But
not more than a year.
Maybe not more than a year. But the point is, like, up until this point, nobody's 100% of the song because it's so fucking hard.
The thing is, I think maybe even somebody 100, but not on.
Well,
not on camera.
Nobody connected to Xbox Live has.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they had those records.
For it, is it?
Yeah, I think there is.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's good. He's a really good player. He's freaking fast as hell. He does the double hands on the parts that are too fast.
It was like fucking thousands and thousands of notes that obviously is like this many notes, without missing a note or whatever.
It's funny though, because like after he did it, he just like flipped out. He's like, no way, dude.
He was shaking
when
he was holding the camera. He was shaking because he was pointing at the TV.
That just happened. That just happened. No way. And that's like all he was saying. Like, congratulations, seriously, but
Get over it.
No,
Get over it. It's fucking video game.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that's pretty.
It's impressive.
That game is pretty fucking hard
if
it just happened.
Yeah, life's hard.
What? Why are you getting down all of a sudden?
Give him props, but don't give him more props than like somebody who plays real guitar.
I don't think anybody is giving him more props than like a real like guitar player, but whatever. I mean, I think there are certain people that just kind of it needs to be loud for that. I think to pick it up because I don't know. It's not to pick it up somewhere. I think there's people out there who play the guitar who don't put as much effort and skill into like what he had to do to reach that level, though. Even though it's just different. So whatever. I mean, he still do his. I mean, it's still fucking like physically amazing, like what he does. And that game is so ridiculous that like there's like hundreds of notes that are just like hammer-ons and pull-offs where you're not even strumming. You're just using both hands to hit the notes because it's that hard and it's like impossible to do it without doing that. So that's kind of weird. So if you ever watch a video of that and you see the intro, they just have like both hands on it and like with one finger tapping it out because it's just one giant like hammer-on, I guess, where you don't actually have to strum except for that first note.
I mean, that's the thing too. Just as a DDR player and as a music game player, if you don't play a lot or at that level, it looks amazing and you're like, whoa, wow. Like the first time I ever saw somebody play like Maniac Mode or Step Revolution on a DDR, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome, dude. I'll never be able to do that. But if you keep playing it, eventually you get there, and then you see somebody else play it, and you're like, dude, that's not that hard. I can do that. So just keep in mind, like from people who aren't like we're not Guitar Hero crazy, but that stuff's pretty easy if because the thing about Guitar Hero is, it's pretty easy as far as like the notes aren't going to ever change. It's going to be the same notes every time. So. Yeah, theoretically, if you learn the song,
there's no actual learning process other than memorization.
It's physically taxing.
No, there's learning.
You're training your eyes, you're training your hands.
Muscle memory.
It's hard.
That's all it is.
But I mean, he doesn't memorize that song. I don't think. I mean, he's still seeing them come. So yeah, I mean.
No, but the hard parts, you get used to like what's coming.
He probably played that game like that song thousands of times or whatever.
And we're not trying to take anything away from him, just to let you know.
Well. I think David is a little bit. I mean, you voiced your opinion on that kind of like play and like rhythm games before, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, and you specifically. Well, whatever. I mean, let's move on to our 4-player roundtable.
No, one more news topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Q Entertainment is hooking up with Harmonix. Q Entertainment, the studio who brought you Luminous and Medios and Rez.
Yeah.
Tetsuya Mitsugushi, the guy, music guy.
Usually does a lot of stuff with Q.
Yep. Well, he's a main higher up at Q now.
But he doesn't do everything with Q, does he?
I think so.
Huh.
I think he does now. The thing is, they're bringing Rock Band to Japan, which is of course very exciting for me because this may have Japanese songs track.
It will, but you do understand that it's not the whole thing. It's like the European version added a bunch of like tracks for the European version, and supposedly what's gonna happen is they're gonna add a bunch of tracks. It's still gonna be, they're gonna kind of retool it for the Japanese audience, but there's still gonna be a lot of songs I think from the American version of Rock Band.
Fuck!
But the thing is I don't think you have to get it because what happened is they eventually brought all those European tracks over here.
Oh, that's why we saw them on the
yeah, and they're probably gonna bring all those Japanese tracks.
My question is, okay, well that's fine with European version, but what about like karaoke? How the hell are you gonna sing Japanese karaoke on the fucking?
Yeah, whatever.
They've
It's
changed.
not that hard to read.
I mean, you do know that the European tracks are like most of them are not in English,
Yeah.
but they still brought them over.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
That'd be great if they did. Most likely it's not gonna be songs I like though.
I'm not gonna like put the
Why-
words in
why do you
kanji
think
or
so?
whatever.
Because there's a bunch of bands that are popular in Japan that I don't think like. They're good bands, and just that's not my kind of thing.
Huh.
So.
Well, cool either way.
No, I agree that they deserve to be in there because they're some of Japan's top acts and also some of the most talented.
Like you'd still rather play some of
Japan's
top acts than some like Twisted Sister.
But it won't be the same just because I won't be like completely. It's not like the song that I have on my album. It's like, oh, okay, I know that band. I guess I'll go down with that song and see it. You know, it's just like sometimes when like you see a rock band song come out and you're like, oh, dude, there's totally a much better song that they can put on there.
Yeah,
that kind of feeling.
Yeah, but that's inevitable. You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's move on to our 4-player roundtable discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I guess, I posted this quote on the forum earlier, and I kind of want to talk about developer-publisher relationships, and this all kind of ties to like Itagaki and like the Tecmo publisher and all the controversy surrounding that, and as far as like payment and bonuses go. I actually want to talk about how like, especially over in this country, how you see like the way these bonuses work oftentimes is specifically tied to like how well the game does, like according to the publisher, and a lot of times this is based on like they actually use Metacritic and places like Game Rankings to determine like, okay, if you reach this point, like if your game scores over 70% or whatever, or 75%, you'll get your bonus, but if it goes under like 70%, then you're not going to get your bonus. And I just wanted to like ask y'all, like, how do y'all feel about that? Is that like a horrible trend, like in the industry? And like, it kind of maybe holds them to a higher standard. Holds them to a higher standard. Like, okay, make a good game, but at the same time, it's like should their well-being be put in the hands of like fucking people like us?
If they're gonna make a good game because it's gonna be a good game, or they're gonna make a good game because they're getting paid more, whatever. As long as they make a good game, so.
Well, the problem is we've seen like crappy games sell fucking millions of copies.
Yeah.
Freaking Enter the Matrix. Shit, I bought that for $50.
That was a really good game. I don't understand why no one liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved that game. I loved it.
What about
you shot with the black button? You shoot with the white and black button.
I didn't play for the Xbox. Shit.
You shot with the white and black button?
Yes! You don't shoot with the trigger, you shoot with the black and white button. Triggers are for, triggers for one was for slowdown, the other one you held so you could strafe left and right. You shot with the damn black and white button, one of those.
Why was it not like A or B or Y?
I don't know, but it was on the Xbox, it was stupid.
Did it for the GameCube, it's fucking perfect. Jesus.
Fucking perfect,
But
yeah.
fucking
when you punch one of those werewolf guys and he gets stuck in the wall and stuff, that was perfect. Dude, I played that game, Travis.
I played it too.
Well, so
it was fun. Multiplayer was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what the fuck were we talking about here? What the hell? How did we get on to Enter the Matrix? Seriously.
We're talking about developers' trends and where the game should be.
Well, so do you think? Is that fair? Because
it's weird
because that's when you see people like kind of like these people that write these reviews do establish these relationships with some of these like developers and game designers. I mean, is that cool knowing that like maybe in the future these people will be determining like whether this developer gets their bonus or not? And in PR, it happens a lot with PR too. Like pretty much all these PR firms, they're like, well, if your game doesn't sell this well or doesn't get this kind of score, like on Metacritic, then you're as a PR person didn't do your job and you're not going to get paid. And that's why you see these PR like companies like contacting these places like IGN and GameSpot going, hey, like what are we going to give our game? What are you going to give our game? Yeah. Like we'll give you this exclusive review if you can tell me now it's going to at least get a 9 or whatever.
Here's the crappy thing, man. This is a problem like everywhere. It's like the same thing with like retail. It's like, oh, hey, do you want to get paid by wages or do you want to get paid by freaking commission?
Yeah.
Then you got, people who are on commission trying to sell people crap because they'll make more money off of it. Yeah. Versus like people on wage were like, well, fuck, if I stand around all day, I'm still going to get paid the same wage, so why should I work any harder?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's really hard to find a perfect balance, and I mean, like, what can you do, really,
Yeah.
You pay the bonuses ahead front, they're like, okay, cool, I got my money, no big deal. This game's shitty.
Yeah, well, I mean, I used to work at a movie theater, and when I used to work at the concession stand, we used to get commission based on like how many like popcorn combos we sold or whatever, and this was back.
How old was the popcorn? Just like how many days?
People always ask that, and we never. I mean, we pop our popcorn like fresh all the time.
Our
popcorn poppers constantly popping in the bag.
No, but I have friends who like work like at AMC. They're like fucking disgusting, dude. There's rat droppings in the butter.
No. Maybe your friends, I don't know. But no, I mean the point is like
it's not actual butter, right? It's like butter substitute.
No, it's not butter.
Yeah. I don't believe it's not butter.
Okay, you fucking dick. Listen, what I'm saying is when I first started working there, we got paid commission based on like how much these combos we sold, and we fucking busted ass. And the lines would move fast. I mean, people would buy, all the best combos and stuff. We'd get them to upsell because it directly affected. And all the employees, they worked a lot harder. Sales were a lot better. Upsell percentages were a lot better because we got paid on it. Like eventually there was that merger with AMC because I used to work at a Lowe's, and they cut out the commission. And then all the employees were like, well, fuck, I don't care. I'm not getting any commission anymore anyways. So I'm not even gonna try to upsell. So I mean, it's all
you're making the big corporate fat cats money.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have this like financial incentive to tie it back to video games, I mean, you might try to make. I mean, with this tied to Metacritic, you might try to make this game better. But I mean, I don't know.
There's always the cutting the corners and shit. Because here's the thing. I'm trying to word this very carefully. I'm glad I don't work at somewhere that is commission based, because then you have customers coming in like thinking you're trying to hoodwink them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
they do it anyway. You're supposed to get good.
Yeah, but then no.
It's all about store managers hassling.
But sometimes they'll come up and say, oh, you're just trying to sell me this.
They do say that.
Because so I'm like, no, I'm not on commission, so fuck you. But the thing about it is like previously I've known people who worked in the video game retail that was commission based. And they were like trying to sell like cleaning kits and shit. I remember going into Funko Land when I was a kid, and they'd always be like, "Hey, buy this cleaning kit for this, freaking cartridge." And it was really dirty because like some of my friends, they're my friends, so they tell me they're like, "Oh man, dude, people used to come in here and I used to sell them cleaning kits, and I tell them when you bought a brand new like cartridge, because some people don't know any better." They're like, oh, you buy this new game, it's got a film on it, so you need to use a cleaning kit to clean off the film so the cartridge will run correctly, and you get free refills on the cleaning solution every time you come in after that. And I was like, dude, you're a fucking douchebag, dude. You did that to people? And like, I couldn't believe it.
All you needed was an eraser.
Well, so to tie this back to actual game development, I have a pretty creepy quote here, actually. And
wait, doing this off the music?
No. What?
You had a quote.
Yeah. This is from. Well, let me just read this excerpt from
the Fishies.
It's from the multiplayer blog at mtv.com. I pulled this from, but it says former GameSpot reviewer Jeff Gerstmann and Alex Navarro said that they not only heard this practice, but even know developers that were caught up in it, this whole Metacritic thing. And Jeff says, I've gotten emails from developers over the years who have said, I don't think you realize what you're doing to me with this review, because my review knocked them out of range for some bonus they were up for. That's something that really troubles me. When I'm sitting down to write a review, I'm never setting out to think, I'm taking food off this guy's table. I mean, that's the kind of thing. I mean, and I know we were like, because, we plan to write reviews, and we've been kind of writing reviews in the background. We haven't been posting them. I mean, you can't actually access them on our site now, but we were like, oh, wouldn't it be really cool if we got on Game Rankings? And at the same time, we're kind of set out to be, let's be a little more honest and like, we don't want to be harsh, but we're not going to be point bearers, like
integrity and stuff. And
integrity and stuff.
Like freaking, like I want to. There's some games I want to bash, but I just don't like, and like
exactly.
I enjoy it, and I want to be able to say something like that.
So I mean, if you know that, like, okay, maybe like this developer's like, kid's not going to get to go to that, space camp or whatever that summer because of some score you gave it. Is that going to bother you at all?
It's fucked up, man.
It is kind of fucked up.
It's really fucked up.
So, I mean, it's an interesting system because it's a double-edged sword. One, I mean, you're kind of thinking, oh, well, maybe it'll get these developers to actually make good games. But then the other side is this kind of thing. And like,
I'm really beginning to think like the video game industry is really...
Well, like,
I told you that about 2 years ago.
I think every industry has its dark side.
No. You couldn't tell me that 2 years ago.
I was already thinking it 2 years ago.
2 years ago, you were still like getting your driver's license.
Driver's license? He was like...
You're thinking about...
He was
you were thinking about catching passes and freaking going to Sadie Hawkins dance.
Well, the other thing I want to bring up in the discussion is in our roundtable discussion is sort of gets tied into this this whole like standard of quality and like what people should care about and I know this was kind of like announced a couple of weeks ago instead of like this past week, but it was the Xbox Live Marketplace. They're going to be pulling a lot of these games that
don't sell well.
Yeah, that not only that don't sell well, but are below a certain score on Metacritic and game rankings. Like basically these games are very good and they're not selling well. Remove them from the marketplace so like people can't really have direct access to it.
To get clutter off.
To get clutter off, and I'm wondering like is this a thing that's like? How do you feel about this? I mean,
it's cool that they're doing it, but I think there's some other underlying thing.
Is this the right way to do it?
I don't know, because for me, I would think that they would want to try to send you. I would think that they want to try to sell as many as possible, right?
Well, I mean, do you think it's Microsoft trying to say, hey, we care about like the quality versus quantity of our service?
I think they're saying that up front, which makes me very, very wary of what their true intentions are. Because that's always how it happens.
Do you think people actually care about that kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people kind of bash the Wii about all this like shovelware that they're putting on it, but at the end of the day, it's not like they're buying those games,
Yeah.
So should we care about like the quality versus quantity of some of these consoles or these services? Because maybe we don't want to buy whatever fucking ER Kung Fu, but maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, there's going to be a few people out there who are going to want to buy it, and like removing it from the marketplace altogether, is that okay? Because
I'm excited because then I want to list them.
But I mean, I heard a lot of people saying, and I kind of believe it. Like, why don't they just make a separate section? Like, okay, crap games, or not crap games, but like older games, because the thing is, it's not just the Metacritic rating, and it's not just like how long it's been out, but it's also like conversion rate, like people who downloaded the demo versus the people who bought the game afterwards. So I mean, that it might be like they just don't want people wasting bandwidth downloading all these demos and not buying the game because that costs Microsoft money.
Exactly. See, that is a more like response that they don't want fucking to be spending money on bandwidth on shit. That's
Ashton Kutcher.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, see, I was trying to think like, why is this a big deal? Oh, we want to clear clutter. We want to help the consumer because we don't want them to download shit games. No, it's because they want to save money and line their pockets with like other stuff.
They're still pumping out shit games. I mean, I don't think they're going to slow down.
That's the whole point. They're going to keep putting out shit games. Why not put the shit games out in the first place?
Nintendo Virtual Console, they definitely hit you with quantity, but I kind of like that because it's like, it shows you that, they're going to put out a lot of crap, but they're also probably going to let a couple of those slip through that aren't your Super Metroids and your Super Mario Worlds or whatever, or your Zeldas, that people, like maybe in every like 10 crap games, in like one really classic game, there is a game that's sort of like underrated from the past
That
that you have the option to play now.
Because they put everything out.
Yeah, just because they're putting so much stuff out there. So it's versus like the PSN, which puts out so little stuff. They're very, I think, strict about the quality of stuff they put on the PSN. So although there's a lot of high quality stuff on the PSN, there's not a whole lot of content like overall. So it's very interesting in like where like they are and where they should be, and like, you know, like I said with the you know, the Wii and the DS, you see a lot of shovelware, but well, what do you think? Does that actually affect the quality of the system? I mean, because Nintendo used to be about the seal of quality and very picky about the things they could release on the console, which, you know, nowadays obviously that's not the case. If we're getting, you know,
it's weird because, you know, a lot of people ask me like, oh, so what's good for the Wii? And I'm like,
Resident Evil 4.
well, I know what I like, and I know like Metroid and Zelda, and you know,
but don't go over to that shelf and pick up any random game.
Yeah, but I can say Metroid, Zelda, Galaxy, da-da-da, but again, if it's just some dude that's trying to get into games for the first time, I'm not going to say go pick up No More Heroes.
Yeah.
You know? For me, it works out because I have those ones that I want and I play them. And, but I've never ever been like, hey, you should pick up Carnival games, man. Try that out. That's good.
Well, I mean, you got stuff. I mean, like, maybe you didn't like it, but Raging Rabbids got, like, good reviews. And now there's stuff like Boom Blocks, which I think is, I mean, if you see like a mom coming in, like, buying it for, like, a pack of kids or whatever, that's a great game to recommend, I think. And I want to see more high quality, like, those type of games, because, you know, they're never about quantity in terms of, like, the quality games. Just because they spread about so much on the Nintendo systems. I mean, at least with Wii, not necessarily the DS, but like, you'll get your really good Mario games, a really good Zelda game, a really good Metroid game, or whatever. But I'm more concerned about the really good, like, more casual games. It seems like the casual games that the people are buying the Wii for have been kind of like shitty quality, even though they, you know, like your Wii Plays and, you know.
Wii Plays is legitimate. You got a Wii or Wii.
So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, with that said, I mean, let's move things along.
I've got a discussion topic.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Thanks for letting me know.
No problem. So playing Ninja Gaiden got me thinking about RPGs.
Yeah.
And the leveling system. I think I talked about this earlier this week. Where you know how you level up. You just sit there, you fight an enemy, they're worth X number of experience. You need X number of experience to level up to the next level.
No, that would be Y. You got your algebra wrong.
Gotcha. Is that algebra or is it geometry?
Algebra.
Is it chemistry?
It's algebra.
But anyways, so X and Y plus Z or whatever, isn't it kind of too formulaic?
What do you, like the experience?
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. If you need 100 experience, you can go kill this tough, difficult boss for 50, or you can go kill these really easy ones for 0.5 or 1 experience. But eventually, you're going to kill enough of them to the point where you're going to level up.
Oh, you did bring this up. You didn't want me to respond because you want to talk about it on the show.
Exactly.
It wasn't written down, so I forgot about it.
Yeah,
but
no problem. The thing about it is, it's from Ninja Gaiden. Like, okay, I'm fighting this one guy. He hits me with this move. Okay, I fight him again. He hits me with the same move again. And I'm like, fuck! And the next time, I see the move coming, so I dodge it, and then I hit him back. Boom! You've leveled up. You've gained experience because you learned how to
level up in Ninja Gaiden.
No. You don't. You
Well,
don't.
you get your
that's,
little essences.
that's my like leveling up system.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Boom! You learned that thing. Now you level up that way. Like, is there another way for us to implement like leveling up systems into maybe RPGs, but other things?
First of all, Ninja Gaiden, I do think the S system, like the experience system in that game, is pretty cleverly implemented. In in every action game, you get fucking orbs that you could spend. But in Ninja Gaiden, when you're in the heat of battle, you have the option of weighing, do I want this fucking experience or do I want to absorb these so I can pull out my ultimate move to survive the rest of the battle? Because you know when you absorb them like that, you don't get credit for it. You don't get the experience credit. And like the more that are out there, the faster you'll be able to pull off your fully charged ultimate. So you actually get to weigh like, whoa, that's a lot of experience out there. But like, if I don't pull off my supercharged ultimate, then I'm gonna be fucked here.
No,
so
I always take the experience.
That whole weighing thing is, well, when 300 black ninjas are coming down.
Whoa.
African American ninjas? What do you-
Black Spider fan.
Black Spider playing ninjas, whatever. Ninjas wearing black, you jackass. Yeah, when they're coming down, you'll definitely be thinking, maybe I don't need the experience anymore. I got the weapons I want. It's time to bust out some of the more powerful moves. So, yeah. So, yeah, as far as, like, RPGs go, you're right about a lot of, like, Japanese, like, RPGs. It is kind of get the experience level up. But you see in a lot of games, like the Elder Scrolls games, where you don't level up in a traditional sense. So, like, the more you use a sword, like, your sword skill will increase. And, like, yeah.
Is there a Japanese RPG game that's like that?
No, there's definitely some out there that have.
Persona's kinda, in a way.
You still get experience towards leveling up.
Yeah,
Still
but I mean
different.
on different aspects of the game.
But I'm so like from watching Lost
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Oh,
Lost
that's
Odyssey.
it. The
Leveling
mechanics of that game are very traditional.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking sucking.
That's the problem with Japan. They're fucking so traditional. They don't want to break out of it.
But
That's why we have America.
Huh?
So we have America. Or Western RPGs. Shut up.
I don't want to get too much into leveling systems because I think it's a great maybe discussion / top 5 that we can do later because there actually are some games out there.
I remember enjoying tactics.
Oh, because you get the job points, which is really great.
You just spend them on whatever you want. And you
But it's also always 100 points to level up.
Yeah.
Like I said, is that advanced only, or is that also...
No, I mean, that's also the original version. But, yeah, that's... I mean, I think there's some out there that do it. It's kind of maybe not so common, but... I mean, I think it would be great to, like, do a top 5 where we talk about just our top 5, not just leveling systems, but, like, RPG, like, skill systems and stuff.
That's not really my thing, but...
Because there are some games where you level up, and it gives you, like, your hit points increases, but it doesn't necessarily give you skills and stuff. There are some games where, like, say Final Fantasy IX, where, like, you wear this hat for so long, and you'll eventually build up enough, skill points to get that ability that's attached to that cap or whatever. So
that's like 3 when you equip Esper and you learn your spell by like magic points in multiplayer.
Yeah, sort of, but it's all tied to your equipment. But I mean, anyways, is there anything else you want to like discuss on that? I mean, I think Japanese RPGs like altogether are a little bit stagnant when it comes to experience. So it's definitely kind of interesting. But let's go and move on to our community segment because I think we have some upcoming events and stuff that we need to talk about and plug. So, well, first of all, let's not focus too much. You didn't do it way back Wednesday this week.
No.
Hopefully this week.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, this should be. It's been 2 weeks. When did I have?
1 week was
something
like
important.
yeah.
This week.
Yeah, this week will be
expect to
fine. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Do you know?
I'm gonna do Super Metroid.
Super
I never got
Metroid?
to it. Yeah, and I'll probably bring.
I'm wearing glasses.
We need to get a hold of a copy of Turtles in Time, dude. We really do.
Yeah, Aaron's got it.
No, he
It's
doesn't.
played after this show.
He doesn't have it. I've looked before. But yeah,
I've got Turtles in Time in Houston. I'm going back to Houston next week. I'll get it.
really next week.
Yeah, or I'll get my mom to ship it to me. Whatever.
Okay, cool. So yeah, stay tuned for that this Wednesday.
Turtles in Time's only 2 players.
Oh fuck! You know what I just realized?
Get it, boom.
Freaking user questions. But I put in a thread like earlier this week, but I forgot to tell people on there. Honestly, I don't think we have enough time today to really go into too many questions. But as far as this week goes, like I said, stick around. I mean, David should be playing. We should both be playing some more Ninja Gaiden.
You got your card
David should
yet?
hopefully be finished Metal Gear Solid 3.
You got your card yet? Your HD capture card?
No.
We'll talk
They
about that.
sent, they
off
sent
the
us
show.
the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But,
it only does 480 also.
It doesn't.
So
It doesn't matter what technology we have and we're capable of. We will, regardless, we will be playing. Regardless, we will be playing Metal Gear Solid 4
Brad will be playing
on Wednesday at midnight. Wednesday midnight, 12:01 Thursday. Midnight turning Thursday.
If you guys want to show up, Brad will beat the game.
I have not decided whether I'm going to do a non-stop marathon of this game because it's supposed to be fucking long, even longer than 3. But I do have like Thursday and Friday off, so it could happen. It could happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But definitely expect to see Metal Gear Solid 4 this Wednesday night at midnight. Definitely tune in. Also, we didn't finalize any details, but we are planning to do some sort of online night where we designate a one night a week to sort of to get together because I've accepted a lot of friend requests, ever since we started this show on Justin.tv, but I don't really play online games, so I think we're going to decide to do a designated
online games, except for people I know. And now that Brad lives here, why the fuck are we playing online?
So we haven't decided yet, but we'll probably just designate a certain night to do an online night, where we get together with a bunch of people from the community and play like whatever big online games out, which I guess right now is just fucking around in GTA and stuff. So we'll keep y'all updated on the blog with more details on
Battlefield.
Well, Battlefield Bad Company? I don't know. Also, just so you know, did you want to briefly mention anything about the Japan cast or anything?
Oh yeah, so Juan. The problem is during the school year, it's real hard to get everybody together and set up the schedule. But Juan has said that he's going to start doing Japan casts these Tuesdays and Thursdays, except for when he has in-service at his work.
Hopefully not this Thursday.
He'll do it. Oh, I guess so. Well, yeah. If he'll lose 20 viewers to animate for 30 or an hour.
Well, what if I'm doing like a non-stop thing?
Yeah, we'll see. No, I mean we'll have 2 different streams set up. So yeah, Juan's probably I think he's showing Outlaw Star this week. On Tuesday. So if you guys want to join in, he's planning on showing that, and then if he can make it on Thursday. And then also, if people have been asking who the hell are Matt and Juan from our opening, Matt will actually start showing up sometime. I'm worked out the exact time schedule, but we'll have actually hours posted when they'll be over here showing stuff. So that way you guys can get more of a schedule instead of just when are they going to broadcast? I guess now that kind of thing.
Cool.
Because we went 3 weeks at a time without doing the paint cast for a while.
So with that being said, there are a few viewer questions here that I think I'm going to go ahead and ask y'all. See if we can get some answers to. Real quick, I mean, let's not dwell on them too much because we have kind of touched on some of these before. Ham Demon says, to you guys, where do you think the boundary is between when a game is frustrating versus a game that's challenging? And give some examples on both sides.
And you start screaming.
Well, Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers? Oh, okay.
Well, I saw some Jackass on JTV being in 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
It's because they play it a lot.
No, he played the fucking video, dude. There's a speed run of the 5-minute speed run.
Well, there's still some Jackass out there that beat it in 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well,
so...
Well, I mean, so what point is that line crossed, do you think, for you?
When you realize it's physically impossible.
Well, I have a good example, and I've used it in the past, and that's the final boss of Heavenly Sword, King Bohan, where that game, I mean, that boss is not a challenging boss, in terms of physically dodging his attacks, reflecting his attacks, and being able to hit him.
You have to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not even about that because it's not challenging on that level. I mean, you can get his patterns down, but because he has so much life, you have to keep it up for so long. So it stops being challenging learning his patterns and keeping it up. I mean, and effectively retaliating against it. But it's the fact that you have to do it for so long because you have to do so much damage to him before he dies, and him, on the other hand, only has to hit you a few times before you die, and there's no healing items in Heavenly Sword. At that point, it just becomes frustrating and not a very good boss fight.
Yeah. That's true. I think another one for me is a big thing is, I want to, at the first time you play whatever it is, you should have at least some sort of chance to beat it.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is ridiculous.
You have to fight the boss a couple times to learn the patterns.
Yeah, or it's just stupid shit here in DDR. This is my perfect example. Some of the hardest songs. You're going full speed, you can barely read the notes, barely keep up with it, and then it stops the song. Stops. You're going full speed, you don't know how the music's going to go. All of a sudden, stops everything. And then you react, you stop, and then they start going again, and you're dead. Just because...
So that's frustrating, not challenging?
Yeah, just because you don't know the song. There's no way you could have seen that stop coming.
So, difficulty... Well, so also, this kind of ties into memorization. I've always kind of felt this way about, certain F-Zero games that are very difficult, but not because,
F-Zero sucks because you drive perfectly, 3 rounds. On the last lap, you get bumped, whoops, you fall off, you're dead.
Yeah, it's not just, and that's frustrating. But it's also frustrating on the level that, on the idea that you could have to, memorize like the track to like do it perfectly. You can't just go into it first try and like get first place every time, even if you're a great F-Zero player, because you don't know that track.
Right.
And I find that more frustrating than challenging.
So that ends up being not like race skill. It's like, okay, let me beat this level to get to the next level just so I can learn it.
Yeah.
And then I die, and then I have to go back to
shoot 'em ups are like that as well, like 2D shoot 'em ups.
Yeah, that's why I don't play the 2D shooters anymore.
Where they're frustrating just because you haven't learned the patterns yet. Like that's the thing. You could have some of the best shoot 'em up players in the world go into another new really hard shoot 'em up that just came out, and not be able to beat it right away because they have to once again memorize all the patterns. And I find that just really frustrating.
How about you, Travis?
Any opinions
when
on
you
this?
realize that you're like the best example is always like a boss fight.
Yeah.
When you keep going at it and you realize you're really not going anywhere because there's
Like
something
the fear.
when there's something you're missing. There's no way for you to figure out what exactly it is unless you go up on that FAQ and look for it. And so the game. The game doesn't give you any way to learn. There's no curve. There's just a brick wall.
You're talking about frustrations? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, no. Like, when is a game frustrating versus a game that's challenging? What's the boundary? Like, I gave the example, and this is not like directly tied to combat or anything, but just the structure of the Suikoden games. How like I stopped playing Suikoden 5 because like in previous games it was challenging, like kind of getting all the characters to join you in their own separate ways. But in this game, it's impossible to get all these characters unless you're following a guide, unless you're following an FAQ, because they're too easy to miss. It's like, at this point in the game, if you didn't talk to this character, you can't get them anymore. And that's just way too frustrating because it requires you, it's not even about the challenge there. It's about, knowing exactly what to do at every time. And
I've already mentioned before, Lunar. There you go. Lunar and Jessica's bromide under Kyle's breath.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So yeah, we have talked about that before, but let's move on to the next question.
No, we'll put it. I had something here.
Kururu.
I had something here, damn it.
Well, if it pops into your head. Kururu is asked a question about Rock Band Japan. He says, now that Rock Band is coming out in Japan, do you guys think it's going to kill Guitar Freak's like Drum Mania scene in Japan?
The Guitar Freak's Drum Mania thing is a big arcade thing. Like, they're still alive, and they just came out with Guitar Freak's 4 when I was in Japan last year.
Does that stuff sell well over there?
Well, it's the arcades, dude. You go there, you play the arcades, it's like $3 to play, and you go in there and play 4.
Oh, my God.
Japan's expensive, dude. It's like freaking 300
It's like that over here. That's why arcades died, because the prices went up so much on them.
Yeah.
But I guess that's because
it's like all time crisis.
That's the thing. Rock Band, I don't know how well that'll do. The thing about Japan is that it's small. It's small apartments. It's small living rooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if people want to buy like a big old like drum set and guitar and and all that and have it cluttering up their house. Like you even look at the Guitar Freaks, the Drum Mania drum. It's like a drum pad. It's just like this little red box that you stand up. The reason why you go to the arcade is then you get to play the big set. You play it, and then you go home, and you don't have any of that, like, lugging around. So I'm actually not sure that Rock Band is going to do that well there.
Well, the thing is about Rock Band, if they're still going to have a lot of American tracks, the thing is a lot of Japanese people really dig, like, music from America. So, I told you about, remember when I told you about Elite Beat Agents, how Elite Beat Agents actually outsold the first Owindon in Japan because they like that kind of music. So, and a lot of karaoke and stuff too, or karaoke. They sing a lot of American music too. So it actually might end up being really successful over there.
I could, but the thing about it is, like...
And because those Konami games sort of recycle the same music over and over again.
Here's my story. Yeah. I go into Akihabara, got on a subway, took the subway there, walked around a street, and walked around a street, and then picked up my Pop and Music controller.
Okay.
Bought it. They wrapped it up with a little handle, and I took it. It was like I was a hitman walking around with a big old briefcase with a sniper rifle in it. And I was walking around through the streets, and everyone's looking at me like, "What the hell is he carrying?" And I get on the subway, and it's like taking up 2 seats. People are like, "What the fuck? Why does this guy have a big old case sitting next to him?" Now think of that with the Rock Band box. Like you're not gonna be walking around Japan like walking around with a big old box. It's not the same. It's not like the same here where you just get in the car and you drive home. You put it in your trunk and you drive home. Like there, it's all about subway systems.
I think it's definitely got to have its audience, and the people that are
that
are into music games over there are going to know about the success of Rock Band over here, and they will.
But I wonder if it's going to be the same like it is here. You know.
But that's the thing. When it came over here, it was a big surprise. Over there, this is already like a trend that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
So
I really don't know. I don't know about it taking over Guitar Freaks. You know what? Honestly, I thought about it a little bit. Yeah.
I bet it will because my guess Guitar Freaks on a console probably doesn't sell all that well.
No, it doesn't.
Because didn't you say it comes with a really dinky controller?
Guitar, yeah. The thing about the Guitar Hero is actually, you know what? 5 buttons is superior. Just because there's more you can do with it.
I mean, you've told me before that like you prefer like the Western style games in terms of mechanics, but you prefer the music of Japan.
No, the great thing about Guitar Freaks is the variety of songs.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here playing like metal songs like, you know, with the crazy ass freaking solos all day.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there playing like stuff with rhythm and like, you know, like salsa music and shit, you know? It's like, what the hell, you know? They don't... The big thing about Rock Band I would love to see is like, or even Guitar Hero is like the variety in tracks of music. And that's, if anybody's seen it, we're still kind of talking about the JTV. Like I've been posting about like my Rock Band Japan, like the songs I want to see on there. And so like if you watch, I've got so much music, man. I've got to sort through all of it. But like there'll be some songs on there that it's like, you know, like, whoa, cool. It's, they know Japanese had ska music. Yep, they do, and it's pretty good actually. You know, and I would love to see a ska song on. You know, yeah, there's no trumpet or there's no trombone, but the guitar parts are still can be real complicated. The drums can be real fun to play, and the bass in ska music is definitely more upbeat and more complicated than some of the songs that you have in Rock Band.
Cool. DG's asks, over the years, the adventure game genre has been declared dead.
The point and click, like kind of...
Yeah, but it always seems to crawl back a little. It always seems to crawl back. Do you think that we will, within the next 10 to 20 years, that's a long time, see one of today's established genres, RTS, FPS, RPG, MMO, adventure game, puzzle game, music and rhythm, etc., completely die? Meaning no more commercial games developed in that genre, or no big ones at least, you know.
Well, we're assuming the adventure game series is dead.
Yeah, well, it's actually sort of kind of making a resurgence on a lot of these places like downloadable services, GameTap and stuff. Like the Sam & Max series is kind of a big hit with its audience. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's definitely not the powerhouse I guess it used to be.
Well, so where are you seeing this happening?
I think it's kind of fading.
Are we talking about 2D shooters already dead? Or are they not dead yet?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, 2D games are pretty much dead, with the exception of handhelds. So.
Yeah. And then also...
But I mean, you need like the bigger ones. Like I think RTSs, if like...
Because it's just such a skill-based game.
No, there's too big of a fan following for that to ever.
Yeah, that's
true.
In
Korea, yeah.
And if you look at stuff like In War, which is really trying to change, like... You know, that's the one that RTS that's completely voice command, which is coming out pretty soon from what I understand.
What's going to die? Light gun games.
But those are already dead. Unless you count the Wii, but that's not a true light gun, so...
Yep.
MMOs, of course not.
No.
Puzzle games? I don't know. Honestly, he lists music and rhythm. I see music and rhythm in this country.
Puzzle games is reselling another version of Tetris and Dr. Mario. Is that like...
There's puzzle games out there. Most of them come out on like the download services and stuff, you know. Like there was one that came out last week that actually got...
games?
Yeah, casual games, absolutely.
That
came out last week.
Of all those, I see rhythm and...
Yeah, music and rhythm. I think eventually things are going to come to a head. It's just going to kind of crash.
Fuck!
Which is going to suck for people who are really into the genre, but...
Fuck you, man.
Huh?
You can just say it. You can just say, fuck, it sucks for you, David. You have to...
I love Rock Band and Guitar Hero myself, so, I mean, I don't want to see that die. I like the healthy competition, but eventually it's going to be like, no, I'm not going to buy another fucking guitar. You know, just leave me the fuck alone. So, honestly, I see that, especially because that one was one that was never really popular over here before. I see it eventually going away just because...
People are going to be so tired of that shit.
Yeah, whatever. And FPSs, I don't know. Probably not, but that's also a genre that people are getting a little tired of. Yeah. Like you know, if they're not doing something extremely different, it gets a lot of shit nowadays. So, yeah, maybe. We'll see. But, yeah. One other question we got here from I can't talk about that. So like, yeah.
90-minute cutscene. Is that what you're talking about?
What the fuck? Anime. This is so off topic. Anime Hater is his name.
Yeah, I've seen him around.
It says Piccolo versus Pecan. Who'd win?
That's Pycon.
Yeah, Pycon. I thought he's Anime Hater. Why does he know those characters?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to answer that. Of course Piccolo would win because Piccon had his
You
one...
said you weren't going to answer, damn it.
He had his one moment in the series while Piccolo, with a lot of the other Z Warriors, kind of keeps evolving throughout the series. So,
damn it. Have you ever seen Pycon in the freaking...
when he fights Goku?
No.
Why are we talking... I'm sorry. In the movie, right?
In
one of the movies.
Janemba movie.
He gets his ass kicked, right? Doesn't he?
No, the Janemba movie.
Okay.
Janemba! And then he gets shot. Janemba! He dies.
Somebody...
And then he becomes that crazy guy.
Gemini...
The best Dragon Ball Z movie.
Gemini, not Gemini.
Fusion Reborn, that's why.
Gemini 2003, which is not Gemini, asks, why do you keep playing Ninja Gaiden even though any time something happens, you pregnant dog, which I guess means bitch, it censored it out, about how much you hate the game. Well, I've already touched on this before.
We're talking about.
He's
not playing Ninja Gaiden, he's playing Ninja Gaiden 2. Next question.
But I've already addressed this a little bit before. Earlier in the podcast, it's basically because I expected so much more from the series and it's not living up to it. And I can bitch about whatever the fuck I want. I mean, the thing is, I'll bitch about a game, but that doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it or just want to keep playing. So,
You beat Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I freaking complained all the way through that. And you know what? I want to say enjoyed it.
I mean, sometimes...
I freaking flew through that game.
Sometimes we enjoy games that we find flaws with. Like, I'm probably going to play through Prey, even though it's literally a piece of doo-doo game. So we'll see. Yeah, get off my cat.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
No, he was being kind of a bitch like throughout the week. So I don't care.
Who was
this Gemini?
Have you seen him, Jack?
He kept saying, "Why are you bitching? Play a different game, dude." I'm playing. If I'm playing a game, it's because I want to be playing it, whether I'm bitching or not. So yeah, I mean that's just. Whatever, get over it. I mean, David too, right? He's a bitcher too. So.
Oh, I bitch a lot.
Yeah.
I bitch a lot. The thing about it is, if I wasn't playing this online and nobody was here in my house, I'd probably be quiet. I probably wouldn't say anything. It's just because, like, if I'm playing and I know Brad's out in the living room, like, fucking stupid shit game! And fucking Brad's like, shut up! Because, like, he's here to listen to it. But if nobody was here, I'd be like, there's nobody for me to bitch to. Why do I need to say
Like when you watch a movie by yourself and you don't laugh.
Yeah.
That, and I would go as far to say that most of these chatters don't run their own, like, channels. I know some of them do. So, like, when you're playing a game, you'll get frustrated and bitch, but there's not a whole bunch of people watching. Like, I'm not going to not do that just because there is a whole bunch of people watching.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's another funny thing, too. Like, when I play a game and I'm, like, fighting somebody wrong, they're like, Dave, why don't you just fight it this way? You're a noob. You should fight it this way. And that kind of makes me want to not fight it that way.
Yeah, well, David has his whole another level of, like, sort of weird stubbornness, but that's just David. Anyways, with that, well, to wrap up our community segment.
People freaking freak out on chat when I freaking don't use my thermal goggles against the fear. But I don't have thermal goggles to use against
I think that you could have had them before that point.
And then like, go back and get the thermal goggles, David. Go back and get them.
It was some form of goggles or scope that you could have used, I think, to make it easier. I don't really know, but
who cares? I beat him anyways. I beat him as Raiden shirtless. So if you guys don't like it, keep watching.
Well, whatever. I mean, that's it. If we didn't get to your question this week, we might go back to this thread and check it for next week. But we're kind of running low on time. Just to wrap up our community segment because we've been talking.
It's only been 2 hours.
We've been talking a lot about our our live feed, and I know there's some archive listeners out there who don't watch live who probably don't know what the hell we're talking about. If you go to www.justin.tv/ spelled out 4Player Podcast.
That's what you are.
Or just to go to our site, 4playerpodcast.com. You can actually click the little, we have our feed box up in the top. You can just click that and come in and chat because we do like when people participate, when we're playing games.
Yeah, don't be a dick too, man. A lot of people, you guys are going to get banned.
It's just internet culture, but...
And that's just to go, unban me, please. I know I did wrong.
And like, I don't mind you say I get owned when I die if it's like actually like fairly maybe legitimate or something, but like every single time I die it's not worthy of the word pwned or whatever. Or even if you're gonna like insult my skill level or whatever, I mean, sometimes I'm like trying to get myself killed and we'll still say it.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, can you come up with something a little more clever than, like, 4 or 5 guys repeating the same thing? Pwned. And it's all, like, delayed anyway.
Fail,
so
epic fail. Yeah, fail.
It's all delayed anyway, so that all pops up in chat when I'm already, like, fighting them again anyway. So it's just, I mean, seriously. Where's, like, the clever jokes or whatever? Internet culture is getting a little stale, I think, with their insults. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Battletoads!
But also, if you want to participate in our community like stuff, I mean, we do have forums on our site that you can go to that a lot of people in the community do post in. There's a lot of good stuff there. It hasn't really been so active lately, but I think that's because we haven't been as active in our own forums as much as we used to. But we're going to try to get back into that, maybe do some contests or whatever. Also, another way is that we actually have a Facebook and a MySpace set up. I mean, we didn't personally set them up, but friends of the show kind of set them up for us. So I didn't know
we have 3 MySpaces actually, because I made one, Nick made one, then your girlfriend made one.
There's like an official, the official MySpace I think is the one that's spelled out 4Player/4Player podcast. If you want to check that out, I don't even know if we have friends on it or whatever, but we'll look into that if people like vocalize that they want to be like a part of that. And our Facebook. My little brother of all people actually set up the Facebook community, so check that out. I don't know how you find it.
The other day we posted a new video on the site, and like as soon as we posted, your brother was like, "Hey, what does that mean?" He followed it up.
Oh yeah.
Seconds later.
We don't want to come right out and say it, but
not yet.
But there is something that has been changed on our site for the past couple of weeks that it's sort of
really noticed.
Not a lot of people notice it. I don't want to call it an Easter egg or whatever, but it's definitely hinting at things to come. So if you want to try to go find like what the hell we're talking about, check out our site because something has been updated. We're not going to say what it is. Check it out. Again, that's what it means. But yeah, it's definitely a tease of something that's to come in the future. That's clearly obvious. So look for that on our site. Again, it's 4playerpodcast.com. With that being said, let's move on to the 4-Player Minute. Cue the cool 4-Player Minute music.
Big thing this week is it's a big week this week.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Freaking Metal Gear Solid 4. Freaking Nick's gonna be back next show.
Oh, that's right. Nick's gonna be back this week.
He's promised to post some of his pictures on the internet.
Expect some awesome footage of the Bournes.
Actually, I heard the Bourne Conspiracy game is actually not that bad.
I hear too that it's not that bad. And I was watching
some of the gunfights.
Schlep or whatever playing.
You want to notice? I watched the commercial for it, and the driving scene they definitely show the guy going through that restaurant.
I saw that same commercial too. It's like that whole like sequence in that demo. That's the only thing that was like not. I mean, it was shitty in the demo, but that's the only thing that was somewhat different. And they actually showed that part in the commercial, and I thought that was stupid.
That's fine.
Where they actually force you to drive through that store, so it's not like, oh my god, this is crazy, let me get off the road and drive through a store. It's like that's the only way you can go. So it's like, oh my god. But yeah, whatever. The 4-Player Minute.
Go.
Hold on, let me.
We need to get some 4-Player Minute.
I got the
music.
music.
That should be awesome. 4-Player Minute. All right.
First.
Okay, 4-Player Minute is the time of the show where we go around the table and we answer basically 3 questions every week. One is name one shameful secret. 2 is give one thing that our quote unquote sweaty palm, one thing that we're concerned about, either a game or something in the industry going forward in the future. And 3rd is one game that we're really hyped about, a new game that we're hyped about, or whatever that's coming up pretty soon. So with that being said, go ahead, David. Or go ahead, Travis.
Alright, my hype is definitely going to be MGS4, because it's going to be my absolutely first Metal Gear Solid game I'm ever going to play through. Which I feel I have a good feeling I'm going to play through. I played Metal Gear Solid a long time ago on a trip up to like Colorado or something. It was fun, I enjoyed it, but I was 10, so I didn't finish it. I didn't have PS1. So this game is definitely going to be the first one I try out. I have PS3. And I like cutscenes, so it's good for me. Alright, I have Sweaty Palms. It's going to be, I think Western RPGs aren't going anywhere. Really? Mass Effect's really the last big one that came out. And
Fallout 3, buddy. Yeah,
people don't get excited about them. People are, they get excited about them, but they get excited for the one that comes out every year.
Not frequent enough.
Yeah, and then the Easter RPG that comes out every other month, people are always getting excited about them because it's Easter RPG and they know it's good. If it's not Oblivion or Fallout, they're not going to be too worried about it. unless you're KOTOR. And my shameful secret, more of like a shameful event, is I might be playing WoW pretty soon.
Ah!
Because all my friends are getting computers for graduation present, most of which are Macs, so they don't have many games to choose from, so we're going to start up accounts on WoW.
You're
Brand new server,
ridiculous.
I'll probably be Alliance this time. It's going to be exciting.
Okay,
You
cool.
wanna go?
Sweet. David? Well,
Yeah.
David kind of stepped out, so let me go into my minute. You got to come up with a better title than this.
I like that for a minute.
4-player minute. Or a better setup, a better transition. I don't know.
And
Well,
now.
Starting now. Well, so my shameful secret this week is that I'm excited. It's not the game I'm excited about, although it kind of is. But my shameful secret is that I'm probably going to be purchasing a Neopets game later this year. That's right. The guy who did the Puzzle Quest game that came out last year, which I think is a great fucking game. It came out pretty much on everything. If you're going to buy a version, get the one on Xbox Live Arcade. Or if you want to get it on a handheld, probably get the PSP version, because the touchscreen's not all that great. It was Puzzle Quest Challenge of the Warlords. His next game is tied into the Neopets franchise. And it's a spin on the Reversi series, the Reversi game with RPG elements. I'm actually excited about it. Pretty shameful, I guess, but it actually looks pretty good.
I used to play Neopets.
Puzzle Quest. My sweaty palm is that I'm worried about Soul Calibur 4. They keep announcing new stuff, like the most recent announcement.
Oh!
The most recent announcement that Darth Vader's apprentice, the main character from The Force Unleashed, is going to be a playable character. To me, it's a sign that Namco doesn't give a shit about Soul Calibur anymore, and it's probably not going to be a great, deep, balanced game when it comes out, so I'm a little worried about it. The one game I'm hyped for is, I cannot fucking lie, Metal Gear Solid 4 comes out this week, and I've never been more hyped about a game since... I don't know. It's been a while, so I can't wait. That's it for me. Go ahead, David.
Hold on. Start up for the thing. I'm going to hit it at the top of the minute.
Dave, just go. Oh my god.
We'll stop interrupting me. Okay. My shameful secret, actually, I had plans to build a Fifth Element room using Nintendo 64s and having like one different color for each element, and then I was just being surrounded around by the fifth one. But yeah, but
When's this gonna happen?
whenever I get a house where I could have one room just dedicated to that, and then fill it with sand and stuff. But anyways, my sweaty palms, Wii shortages, Mario Kart shortages, freaking Wii Fit shortages. What the fuck is going on with Nintendo? Like I don't think they're actually. Like, I wouldn't think they would be doing stuff like that and having false shortages just to keep up demand. But what the fuck, man? You're telling me you can't send out Mario Kart because you need to include the wheels? I can buy that crap kind of for, the balance board because it's, sophisticated machinery. But freaking, we've got like 25 wheels just sitting in the back. How come you can't make Mario Kart and send them out? And the game I'm excited about, Final Fantasy IV. For the DS, never played through 2 all the way because I got stuck on a damn moon because all my guys were attackers and not magic users. But I mean, I've been watching some footage about it, and
Well, you get Fusu or
it's like
whatever.
3D. It's like 3D and looks beautiful, and that Sonic Brotherhood game kind of looks weird too. Who knows?
I'm actually a little worried.
I went over a minute. My bad.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm actually a little worried about 4 because some of the early reviews that it's been getting haven't been like extremely positive because they said that. Well, I mean, the game feels old.
You know what I'm not excited about?
What?
I'm not excited about paying $40 for it. Fucking Square and their $40 games, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah,
They
that
think,
is
they're
a little crazy.
they think they're so much better than everybody else.
That's a whole other discussion topic about what's wrong with Square Enix.
Square Enix and mergers.
Yeah, Square Enix and mergers. But yeah, with that being said, which I guess is my go-to transition phrase. That's awesome, dude. That's an awesome fucking segue. How about, oh, you know what? Look at the time. It's time to wrap up the show. How about that? Okay. Is that a better transition?
Exciting.
Better segue?
Sure.
Sweet. Hey, guys, look at the time. Shit, it really is time to wrap up the show. Fuck. Yeah, so thanks for listening, guys. This has been episode 66. Make sure you check out our blog, 4playerpodcast.com. Check us out live on our stream. Subscribe to our podcast via iTunes. The number 4-player podcast. Just type that into the search engine and subscribe. We also got other various subscribe and download tabs on our actual blog site. we want downloads, we want comments. It's great. It lets us know that there's people out there who actually listen to the archive version of our show. So when we see that increase, we really enjoy that. Also, leave a comment on our blog every now and then. I mean, we know a lot of y'all, check it out every now and then because it gets hits, but because we don't see those comments, sometimes we're thinking, oh, well, maybe they don't care about the post I just, spent some time writing. So we'd appreciate that. Check out our forums from our site, stuff like that. Look for our special Easter egg on our site, and
somebody else comment. I don't want my girlfriend to be the only one commenting on my stuff. But I type it up. She's like, "Good job, David." Like,
yes, I mean,
fuck.
Well, the people we know, like in real life, shouldn't be the people. Shouldn't be the main support. So go subscribe on iTunes, leave a review. We love you forever. Maybe not. Maybe not Jiminy. No, I'm just kidding.
You ready for my...
Oh, and check out our MySpace and Facebook.
You ready for my fortune cookie this week?
Okay. David, should we just bang a gong too? Might as well just get the whole stereotype out of the way. Gong! What's your fortune cookie, David?
Like, why do weed discs have to, like, the artwork on them have to suck so bad? Have you seen any, like... They're shitty. They're really, really shitty.
They're pretty shitty.
Costless.
They're really, really shitty.
I thought they only put 2 colors on them.
They do.
Yeah, they only do. It's shitty.
I think it's because Nintendo doesn't have much money.
Yeah, let's fix it.
Yeah.
Let's get some good looking cover.
Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I guess we'll have to cut it clean. I was going to fade out.